Throw it down, big man.
Welcome everybody back to the Throw It Down Big Fella podcast. NBA free agency is here. It actually starts tomorrow, 5 o'clock our time. But some stuff has been going on, some major developments. LeBron James has put his foot down, literally put his foot down. Several other key trades have went down. Free agent signings, the Memphis Grizzlies drafts, the NBA draft this past weekend. And of course, the NBA Finals. We didn't really recap the NBA Finals. We previewed it for you guys, but we didn't exactly review it and go over some stuff. But I had to bring my boy Mike here to talk all things NBA and NBA free agency and the draft. Mike, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Good, man. Good to be on the podcast. Throw it down, big fella. Doing some big things. Make sure you like, subscribe to Throw It Down, big fella, and also to my podcast. Let me clear my throat. Just putting out opinionated content on sports and trying to stay in the know and
True.
Share what share. It's all fun. Just sharing our thoughts and opinions.
Right. It's going to be dry. We're going to give you all content we can, you guys. But coming up in a few weeks after this free agency stuff, it's going to be kind of dead. I'm not going to lie. But I will definitely have some interesting debates of LeBron versus Kobe. I don't really like doing LeBron versus Kobe because it's so many things like so many differences like 90s and 2000s, 2010s. But I'm going to try to keep it as entertaining as possible. Best teams of all time, NBA. Try to keep it sports debatable and try to have some fun because these next couple of weeks, guys, it's going to be kind of dry out. So, but I'll try to keep it well entertained and informed for you guys coming up. Football is just around the corner. It cannot come any faster. Football season, so be looking forward to that special content as well. But please, like you said, like Mike said, please subscribe to this podcast and this YouTube channel and subscribe to Mike's YouTube channel. I'm sure he's had so much to talk about the NBA draft and the OKC Thunder winning the NBA championship and so much stuff. Free agency is just starting, you guys, and it's already starting off to a very hot start. But we're going to start with the NBA Finals, like I mentioned. OKC Thunder winning their first ever championship. Tyrese Halliburton went down the first quarter. He already had like 9 points already. The first quarter went down, torn Achilles. It looks like more than likely he's going to probably be out for next year. It just looks like it because it happened in June and usually takes a year to recover from a torn Achilles. But besides all that, Mike, do you feel that this championship is how can I say it? Like it, I mean, it's worthy, but do you feel like it's tainted a little bit? This championship of OKC.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's tainted. Because I mean, for one, Indiana's path to the NBA Finals. I mean, their first round, Dame Lillard, he was out for at least 2 or 3 games, and then he ended up tearing his Achilles. So Indiana played the first round with an injured player, with against an injured, a not fully healthy Milwaukee team, and then in the second round. They played Cleveland.
Indiana.
With Darius Garland, he was out and Mobley was out a couple of games. So, their path to the finals, they played some non-100% teams. And so, Halliburton, as great as a playoff run that he had, it's just really unfortunate the timing of all these injuries. I think injuries and the fact that in the finals we didn't have LeBron, we didn't have Steph, we didn't have KD, we didn't have your normal typical superstars in the finals. Just made the finals interesting, and And I believe we truly had the two best teams. And I mean, even with Halliburton missing, it wasn't as if Halliburton was putting up 30 points a game. You know, he was leading his team. You know, he had some down games, but for the most part, the Indiana Pacers in general, they were a deep team, and OKC, you know, they've been the most consistent team all year, and you know they gutted it out. Shea, you know, closed the deal in the fourth quarter. They had a great third quarter. Um, you know, Indiana came out hot, and I think that was, I guess that was expected, but kind of unexpected for them to be on the road, a tough environment in Oklahoma City because of their great fan base. But I mean, they made it competitive. And I mean, it reached game seven. You really can't get any better than that.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people didn't think that this finals would be going 7 games. I mean, they had OKC in
Yeah,
4, OKC in 5. You
yeah,
know, for it to go 7 games, like you said, like it was a very entertaining finals. I think this might be one of the years where you actually remember the team that finished second place instead of the team that actually
yeah,
won the championship. Like we're gonna remember Indiana because they're, like you said, the place to get to where they were was just excellent. Like it was very difficult. They were very fun to watch. If you didn't know what Indiana Pacers basketball was about before this season, you kind of know now what
yeah,
they're about. And you kind of know who
yeah.
Tyrese Hallenberg is and Pascal Siakam, Miles. You kind of know, you have a feel for this team. I mean, OKC is the winner. They've been the most consistent team all year, 68 wins. They've been the best team all year. But I think in this essence right here, and I have to probably go back to like 2005. Remember when Detroit lost to San Antonio, and there was a lot of questionable stuff that happened in that series. I mean, they had Chauncey Billups and you had Tim Duncan. You had stars aligned in that finals, but Detroit caught a lot of bad breaks, and Robert Horry made probably the play of the series with that game winning three to beat the Detroit Pistons. But outside of Indiana, this team, I will remember that Detroit team how they should have won. It should have went back to back that
Mhm.
year, but like we can go back in the vault NBA vault of great NBA Finals teams, second place teams that you just have in your heart for the rest of your life. And this Indiana Pacers team, I don't know if they're ever going to reach this top again. I don't know. Like this is probably the peak that they will
Mhm.
between this and the 2000 team that they played the Lakers. Like I don't know if they're going to
Yeah,
get back to that, especially now with Tyrese being out for the year. It looks like.
yeah. It's gonna be tough. I mean, there's definitely no guarantee. I mean, even for OKC to make it back to
Mhm.
the NBA Finals, you know, I hate that every year after a championship, everyone wants to talk about dynasties
Mhm.
and you know, can they three-peat or two-peat or
Yeah.
just live in the moment. You know, the dynasty era is essentially over, or at least taking the back seat right now.
Mhm.
You know, the parity in the NBA is high and it's great. You know, because I mean, the one thing that OKC proved is that you can be young and win the finals. I mean,
Mhm.
like I said, you know,
Youngest
LeBron,
team ever.
Steph, KD,
Mhm.
all of them in their late 30s, you know, right now, and they weren't, you know, in the finals.
Mhm.
So we're definitely seeing, I think, a shift in how the game is played,
Mhm.
and a shift in just the age demographics. I mean, they were the youngest team in the finals, and you know, they won what 68 games
Yeah.
and won the finals. You know, they closed the deal.
Mhm.
So yeah, credit to OKC. You
Yeah.
know,
Should they? And you kind of answered it, but should they be the favorites to win? Go back to back? Do you think they should be? Or
yeah, I think so. If they bring everybody back, I think they should be favored to win.
okay.
A lot of people have like right now Houston, you know, with the KD trade, but I mean,
Dallas?
until you beat the OKC,
Yeah.
I think they should be the favorite. I mean, they only lost to one Eastern Conference team during the regular season against Cleveland, and that was their only loss against the East for the whole year. So, I mean, they only really faced adversity with Denver and Indiana throughout the playoffs,
Yeah.
and I mean, that's rare, you know. So, yeah, I think they should be the favorite to win. And you know, the free agency starting tomorrow. This is where the championship run starts. You know, they picked up Caruso and they picked up Hartenstein in the offseason, and they're the champions today. So
I agree that free agency is a key point to construct an NBA team, but the way OKC did it, the draft picks and their trades
yeah,
that they've done, is free agency really like that important though? Like the main point, or is it just one of the key points? Like, because I don't know. What
yeah,
do you think?
I think it's one. You know, I think it's one. I mean, I think it's with free agency. It's I don't know. I guess in a way, it's about how you market your organization,
Hmm.
your franchise. You know, when you're negotiating with agents and players to come to your team. And I mean, OKC did it the grassroots way. You know, they had a lot of their young guys. They didn't have, uh,
The
you know,
splash,
they brought in, they didn't bring in all stars to
right?
complete the deal, to seal the deal. You know what I'm saying? They brought in role players. You know, they brought in Hartenstein. And Hartenstein had a great series last year in the playoffs with the Knicks, you know,
Yeah,
and he was kind of a surprise for the Knicks to where, you know, they couldn't afford him, you know. So the OKC was able to convince him to sign with the OKC. And then Caruso, same deal, you know, just a hard nosed player. He's been around the league, you know, with the Lakers, won a championship with them, went to the Bulls, you know, so he's had a couple of good runs, you know, on different teams and played different roles. So
yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, for SGA, we've
Yeah.
always labeled these players the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
Yada yada. Is it really? Can we really say SGA is really the best player on the planet, or is he just the best player in the league right now?
I like his game. I really do, man. I think he he's kind of like an undersized Kobe in a sense.
Hmm.
You know, he just gets to his spot, you know, wherever it is on the court, and he just has that maturity. I think that his maturity and work ethic really stands out and shows. You can tell he really puts his work in, and he still got growing to do. I mean, this OKC team and SGA, they're still in their prime. They're not even like 25, 26 years old yet,
Yeah,
you know. So they still growing.
they they are, and I like SGA, and he gets to the free throw line. He does what a great player is supposed to do: get to the free throw line, attack. If my jump
Yeah.
shot's not going, I'm gonna go to the attack the rim, get other people involved. He does what a great player is supposed to do, but Joker, when he gets, I think, better pieces around him. Number one, a
Mm,
60-point triple double, like that's Oscar Robinson, like Bill Russell type numbers. Like
yeah.
I still think it's Joker, but SGA has a championship, he has the MVP. Like they're
Yeah.
tied up. Like it's just
Joker
so
and yeah,
wide open.
Joker.
Yeah.
Joker definitely is the best center.
Oh yeah.
And if he keeps going the way he's going, I mean, he could end up being the best center of all time.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
he could end up, you know, at the end of his career, he could end up being the best center of all time. But you know, that's up to him. I don't think he'll play you know, I don't know exactly how old he is, but you
30,
know, if he
31, 31, I think. Yeah.
30, and if he's in his 30s, you know, if he plays 4 or 5 more years, and let's say he wins 2 more championships within those 5 or 6,
Yeah.
and he keeps putting up numbers and assists, rebounds, and it gets up there in points, you know,
Yeah.
he definitely up there.
So he's actually 30. He's not 31. Gave him a year. He's 30. Yeah, SGA. I mean, SGA is great, but I think the league is just in great hands. Him, Joker,
Oh yeah,
Ant-Man. I mean, the
right,
sky's the limit. Cooper Flag now.
yeah,
So I think the league is in really, really great hands. But congratulations, OKC. Aaron Wiggins had an unbelievable
yeah.
pipe bomb. I don't know if you guys heard that, but
Second round, he was picked in the second round too. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. He said this was like an organization nobody wanted to come here. It was the black hole. But now look at
yeah,
us now. We're the champions of okay. It was a good feel good moment. One of the few good moments of the parade. They deserve it, man. OKC they worked it. It took Sam Presti all these years, but they finally got the team now. A could be dynasty team. We'll see if they catastrophe that or they just because we've had 7 new champions since 2019. So
yeah.
we'll see. I mean, if the dynasty talk is over with or they're going to continue, we'll definitely see about that. The NBA draft was this past week. No
Yeah.
surprise, of course, Cooper Flag was number one to Dallas. I promise you, Nico will be looking for a new job or a new house if they do not get Cooper Flag.
Man, he got really fortunate. He was really fortunate to get that first pick,
He was like,
man. And then, I mean, even before that, I mean, the Lakers got bounced in the first round in 5 games,
mm-hmm.
and Luka, even though he had some impressive numbers and some impressive games,
He looked out of
they
place.
they they didn't make it to the finals.
I know, but his defense, like Luca's defense, it's always been Luca. It's this defense. Like Luca can
Yeah,
be an amazing guy. People say, "Oh, I don't care if Luca smoked a cigarette." At least, well, I need him to be on defense. How about that? Like try. Like Conley and other people, they were just blowing right past him like a cone, like every
yeah,
single time. Like LeBron's like, come on. So we'll get into LeBron later. He's about to be paid 53 million to play basketball next
yeah,
year, so he
yeah,
deserves it. But I think it might be a detriment to the Lakers. But um,
yeah.
yeah, Cooper Flag going number one, number two. I forgot.
Dylan Harper.
Yeah, Dylan Harper. I I I watched Rutgers a lot this year. They were
Okay.
18 and 17. Like I
Yeah.
don't understand the hype around. Like they're not that great of a team. Like
See, I didn't watch any of it at all, but for them to have two of the top prospects and to have that record, it don't really make sense. You know, it don't even add up. Like, how you lose that many games? You don't make the tournament.
none. Not
And I
even
mean,
NIT. You can't even make NIT with that record. Like I
my
mean,
my biggest complaint, really, well, I don't know. Yeah, my biggest complaint for with college basketball was we only really had one superstar, and that was just Cooper Flag. Like I didn't there no one outside of Cooper Flag was really,
mm-hmm.
just box office gotta see,
Yeah.
type,
There was a couple guys. There's a couple
draft.
guys I would pay money to see, but not like superstar like Cooper Flag. Like they're like
Yeah,
XCOM, the guy from Baylor that went number 3 to
yeah,
Philadelphia. He's
yeah.
good. He
He
wants to
was
be like a
good.
defender. Like I could pay money to see that. Like I don't mind paying money to see that.
And they were on TV. I mean, Baylor was on ESPN,
Yes, yes.
their conference, they were on TV. So we got to see
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them, but it was a lot of the thing that stood out to me with the draft is there was a lot of unknown players.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
A lot of
there
young
were
players.
16 freshmen
Yeah.
that were drafted in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean that's what's crazy to me because it was like I mean, I watch a good amount of basketball, but it wasn't like they were the highlight or the spotlight guys on those teams,
Yeah,
but they had high potential and they were drafted.
right.
Most of the players that were highlighted in those games were like seniors and fifth year guys,
Hmm.
transfers, and so I mean the fact that 16 freshmen went the first round, yeah, like seven, yeah, mostly seniors go in the second round. There wasn't a whole lot of international presence during the draft, which was different, and I think NIL played a big part in just the draft overall. I mean, you only have about what 60 picks,
Hmm.
55 to 60 picks in the draft,
Yeah.
and I think I can't remember the number how many people actually entered into the draft. I know it was well over 100,
Hmm.
but you think about the portal and the guys that were in the portal that declared for the draft also, some of them had to make a decision whether to come back or stay in the draft,
Dang danger.
you know.
I hate.
So
I
and
hate that for my guy.
man, I can't remember his name. Transferred to Kansas State.
Yeah. Was he?
Uh,
What did he play originally? Do you know originally where he played or?
Played with Tulsa, and then he transferred, played with us.
Uh huh.
I don't know why I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
the big guy.
Haggerty,
Yeah.
PJ Haggerty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Combo guard.
Yeah.
6'3", 6'4".
Hmm.
He could have got drafted. I mean, he played well. He was an All American.
Right.
You know, I think the draft and then having to decide whether to go summer league or go back to school. Some of these guys made more money in college than they will in summer league
Yeah. Yeah.
or in the second round.
I mean, NILs they're taking over. I mean, I
Yeah,
and looking at the Dane Danger, I feel so. I wish the NCAA would have just allowed him
yeah.
to play. I really like.
He wanted to come back. That's the thing. He eventually he gone to the NBA, but
Yeah.
he wanted to come back. And play another year for the Tigers. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's just the NCAA, unfortunately.
And of course, who got him? Who always gets the Memphis Tigers like prospects? The Miami Heat. Like they always find a way. They love Memphis Tigers like Miami Heat prospects. They always sign them or at least look at them like
Yeah,
Joey Dorsey to Chris Douglas. They always find a way to go to the Miami Heat for them to look at them like. And I hope
yeah,
he makes it there to Miami. I mean, to make the team at least. I think he would be really beneficial if he were to make the roster coming up this year. But I fully would love to see him in summer league. Him, Cooper Flag. I'm intrigued on Bronny. I'm really intrigued that they said they're gonna put Bronny in
man.
and play him.
Bronny better show out in
He
these
better
summer
show up. The
leagues.
first game is Dallas and the Lakers. First game is the summer league game. So
Bronny, the pressure is really on Bronny this summer league.
yeah,
He's got to play. If I think they're gonna try to find a way to put him in the rotation, and
mhm,
he's gonna have to show it,
yeah.
man. In the summer league, there's
Then
gonna be more pressure on him to show out.
Then they got R.J. Davis. They signed him, the former North Carolina guard. Lakers
Yeah,
signed him. So it's interesting to see how that. I do not want them to hold back Cooper Flag, but they are. He's probably gonna play like one or two games and then sit out the rest of the summer
you just
league.
hope he doesn't get hurt. Really,
I mean, just Chet
I mean,
Holmgren
you
got
already
hurt.
got Kyrie Irving hurt.
Yeah, but
He's out, and if they want to play him at point forward, so they want him bring the ball up, which I think is good for his development. You just don't know what his role is going to be, on the Mavericks. But him being point forward is an interesting uh, position for him to start playing in summer league.
Yeah. I mean, I know injuries are a part of the game. I get all that, but it's like Chet Holmgren missed all of the first year because he played at a Bay Hill Invitational tournament that
Yeah,
LeBron James was hosting. So injuries happen, and it's
yeah.
very unfortunate. But people pay a lot of money to see Summer Jam
I
tickets.
mean, just
That's one
like
of the things
Edie.
I want to go see is a summer jam, summer league game. Uh, People pay a lot of money to see that. Las Vegas,
Yeah,
you want to see the big time star, the future stars of the league. I mean, but he's just gonna play 1 or 2 games. I already know how they roll.
yeah. He'll probably play 1 or 2 games, and
Hmm.
they'll probably sit him. I wish Edie wasn't hurt so that he could play summer league.
Our boy, the Grizzlies coach, he's gonna coach summer league. I mean, at this point, don't you think you need to get somebody else to coach the summer league? Like you should be focusing on the season now. I don't know. I don't know how
That's
to feel about
interesting
that.
too.
Like,
Then he's still developing his staff uh, as well. So
I don't know. I
I,
need to
I
see the
mean,
assistant coaching staff first. Number one, I feel like
yeah,
that needs to be adjusted. Like, here's my assistant coaches. See, when you see assistant coaches in the league, you kind of know what direction the team is going. Like, if they're a bunch of first year, second year, third year guys, you're like, okay, they're developmental coaches. But if they're like veteran 10-year, 11-year coaches, you kind of see something. Like, that's just me. But I go X
yeah.
those
I
type of.
mean, it'll be interesting for us because just to see how what style of play will that he's going to implement since he is coaching. So
Mhm.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Um, Again, I think the interesting thing about this coaching cycle from last year is there weren't a lot of firings. There were a lot of surprise firings,
Mhm.
late in the year with Jenkins and Malone and with Thibs,
Mhm.
being fired from the Knicks. But for the most part, most of the changes uh, or new coaches are pretty much on coaches that were on board already.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting. So it's like new blood, instead of Jeff Van Gundy or Mark Jackson or I think Sam Cassell eventually will get his shot, his opportunity,
I keep waiting
and
for that. I keep waiting
you know
for that. Yeah.
we'll see.
We'll see. Sam Cassell must be so frustrating to see time and time again new guys get opportunity instead of him. Like I know it ekes at him. Like I mean, like the Knicks still don't have a coach. They're interviewing Don Staley,
Yeah,
which I'll go for it. Don Staley is a great coach, but I could just hear the naysayers. I could just hear it now, like a woman coach. Like that's just great women. There are great women coaches, like, and she is one of them. Her, Pat Summit, they're just this. She's 1-on-1. Like, if the opportunity presents itself, I assure you, she would leave South Carolina in a heartbeat to go coach the New York Knicks. Like, I assure you. I mean, so I'm not. That's a great idea for the Knicks. I mean, who can coach and a great WNBA player? Like, I can see it, but the fact they still don't have a coach today is June 29th. Very surprising. Like,
yeah. I mean, especially with free agency being tomorrow, and they already did the draft.
hmm
For the Knicks not to have somebody in place right now, it's a little bit concerning. I think they got Jenkins coming in for a second interview, which wouldn't that be wild? Taylor Jenkins, fired Grizzly coach, ends up coaching the New York Knicks.
I could see New York not loving that. I could see because they're very impatient New York fans. They probably wanted Mike Malone. He's from New York. His dad used to coach NBA. I thought it was his slam dunk, Mike Malone, but apparently,
Yeah.
like you said, it could be Taylor Jenkins now. It's very very shocking, but to
What do
be
you think about Rick Brunson? If he or I mean, he was part of the staff of
Right.
Thibs. So I guess that eliminates him. But
It would be a bad look if they even interviewed him. To me, like just let you be the assistant. Like you didn't have any coaching experience prior to 2 years ago. Now it's like it's gonna look like we're favoring Jalen, and Jalen doesn't need extra like attention brought on him. So I just continue to be assistant coach and continue to be the father of one of the great players in the league, and just don't over. If you're gonna be a head coach, go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. Like so, it won't be too obvious like what you're trying to do. I mean,
more than likely he will follow Thibs or be on Thibs
mhm.
uh, coaching on his staff.
Does Tibbs deserve another coaching gig? Is the question after this.
Yeah. I don't. I just, it's just where is it gonna be? That's the question. I think he does deserve it, but I think, I mean, you can make the argument he should have been fired anyway. I kind of do put it on him for not getting the most out of New York, out of that group.
Hmm.
But I mean, because that was an expensive roster. I mean,
You
You
got
had you had guys that you traded for, spent picks for,
yeah,
and you just didn't get it done. And you running back, try it again, try 2, 3 more seasons. Then I can
hmm
see you making the change. Especially going into this year with the East being down.
yeah,
You have so many players hurt, and they probably won't be back for a year or at least late into next season.
yeah.
The Knicks are pretty much number one in the East right now on paper,
Pretty much. I
but they
mean,
don't have a coach. Whoever coaches, they have a tremendous opportunity because they pretty much got the best team.
true, true. I mean, I hate because Tibbs doesn't change his style. Like he needs to stop trying to run people to the grave. I mean, like I would think after Minnesota, you would or Chicago, first Chicago, then Minnesota, you would kind of switch it up a little bit, like evolve into something different. Like Coach Pop evolved into not being such a hard head all the time, like letting Tim Duncan and
Yeah,
Ginobili and Parker do their own thing, like instead of being like a military guy, like all the time. Like you see what happens. You won
yeah,
several championships with them. Like you change your style. Like Phil Jackson changed his
yeah,
style. Like there are great coaches that have to evolve into today's game and cater to the players more. I hate to say it, but you have to cater to the men that's fighting for you night in and night out. Like Tibbs didn't do that. Like Tibbs is gonna at least play 44 minutes. Like you keep a starting lineup, switch it up, take Josh Hart out. You know, you bench Cat in a pivotal game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Like you did a lot of stuff like that just rubbed people the wrong way. And management looks, there are cameras everywhere. There are
yeah,
people watching. Body language. Like time was on the wall. And the only way to save his job at that point is to win the East Conference Finals and not have an upstart Indiana Pacer team beat you when you were the overwhelming favorite after you beat Boston the round before, a
yeah,
prohibitive favorite to win the championship. You know, it's tough.
yeah,
It's tough. You got to change your style. You can't
yeah,
be the 21st century, argue like, well, 20th century, not 20th century. But you can't just be so modern your entire
yeah,
coaching. Like you gotta change. And so if he's gonna get another coaching gig, he better switch it up. Like I'm not saying 40, I'm saying 35, 36 minutes. Like give your players some rest. He didn't do that the
yeah,
entire year. And it bit him in the butt. Like plain and simple.
yeah.
He should get another coaching gig. He'll probably be assistant though. He'll probably be an assistant. The NBA is about
It's still
developing not only
time.
stars but coaches too. So
Yeah, it's still time. I mean, I think maybe uh, you never know what happens behind closed doors. I think a lot of teams are looking at the Knicks, and I mean, most organizations aren't run that way.
mhm.
But there may be a coach on the hot seat that has his job right now that we don't know about that's about to be fired, and maybe they'll reach out to Thibs, during the summer league or during free agency, um, and hire him. Just not. I'm thinking of like saying like a team that's just on the cusp of being, right up there, elite. Like Atlanta or
The
uh,
Bucks, Doc Rivers.
Philadelphia, or you know, it
Hmm.
might be a young team. It might be a team like Toronto.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
could be the Grizzlies. No, it's not be the Grizzlies.
You know what's crazy about the Grizzlies part? Like they didn't even interview nobody else but Thomas.
Yeah, they didn't interview
They
nobody.
didn't even interview
Yeah,
nobody. See that type of stuff, man. It makes Zach Kleiman look like a yes. You have to be a yes man for Zach Kleiman. That's what it feels like to me.
it makes them look kind of lazy in the sense that they didn't seek other options. I mean, they said they were impressed with uh, Isalov, so um, and how he operates, how he coaches. I mean, they pretty much brought him out of France. I mean, they pretty much tabbed him to coach in waiting.
Hmm.
I guess from last year. So
Yeah, it's like you're our guy. We're just not going to publicly say it right now. We're going to wait until Taylor Jenkins fails, which I don't like that at all. It's like we're waiting for this guy to mess up. Like, and you could have done it after the season when they got swept. Like, just do it right there. Like, just fire him right there, and let's just have him Thomas ready to go. Like, roll out the
yeah,
red carpet. It could have been well received better than just firing Taylor Jenkins 10 games before the season is over with. It just feels better. Like I didn't think like did he
yeah,
really think this clearly, Zach Kleiman, like the rollout of Thomas. Like I don't think he did. Like we'll see if it just makes him go positive for next year, but it was a bad rollout. It was a bad rollout.
we'll see. I think like you said, it's a make or break year for him this year.
Hmm.
Because I mean, if the Grizzlies flop this year, I can see Thomas being fired.
I don't see you getting fired. I see Zach
I
Kleiman
can
getting
see him being fired.
fired. Like
I can see him being fired after this year if it doesn't work out on
hmm.
the first year.
Yeah. Talk about Grizzlies draft selections though. Cedric
Yeah,
Howard from Washington
yeah,
State. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch a lot of Pac-12 because it's late at
um,
night. You just
man,
it's very late.
you had to go on YouTube to find him.
Yeah, you have to go on YouTube or
He only played six
highlight.
games.
Yeah, he only played 6 games. He was trying to go to Duke. They said he could have swingled his way to Duke. Are you a fan of this? Are you a fan of this, Mike? What do you think? It's a mystery to you, right?
Um, yeah, I think it's a mystery. He's a mystery player. He's a mystery prospect.
Hmm.
Um, his measurables, I mean, his physical measurables, he looks like Kawhi. Um, we basically drafted like the two guard version of Cooper Flag
Hmm.
on paper, but he's like, he's been injured. He, I mean, he's shooting. The only difference is that in the 2 point, in his 2 pointers, he's shooting like 72%
Yeah,
or 70%, over 70% in his 2 point field goals. Um, Better than Flag's 50%.
yeah.
Both which are extremely great, extremely high. But I mean, that's just unheard of if you're shooting 70%, making 70% of your shots that you put up in your career. I mean, Coward was the first senior that was taken. We picked the first senior, picked off the board. We didn't pick a freshman,
Yeah.
sophomore, and we picked the first senior in the draft, and I mean he averaged like 15 points a game. He had average numbers, but I mean for you to be for us to trade up to get him and to trade away a first rounder, um, and a couple of second round picks just to get him says that we liked him a lot. I mean, we leapfrogged.
It was Portland.
We leapfrogged Portland, San Antonio, and Oklahoma City
Mm-hmm.
to grab him. So we had to really be impressed with his workout, with his measurables, with his tape, with his interview, with whatever he showed
Yes.
when he came to Memphis and worked out for us. And and I think it was because he's not 100% clear from his shoulder injury.
That's the scary.
It was like 1-0.
Yes.
So, but that's my concern. The severity of his shoulder, because I mean you're basically out for what 4 to 5 months.
Right.
If he only played 6 games last year.
Yeah. He's gonna miss the summer league, which we kind of want to see you, but if you're not ready to go summer league, maybe preseason, we see you then. But it's still, we don't know. It's like we traded up. Now, the other two guys that we picked up, I've watched them play. Small, the guy from West Virginia, and Mask. Yeah, Mash. I love both of them. They got some dog in them. Both of them.
They play some real good defense. They're really, and then we got Ace Baldwin from Penn State, who was like defensive player for the A-10.
Yeah,
we got some defensive guys, and that's going to make summer league really interesting. I don't know who else is on the roster. I'm sure Gigi probably will be on there. I hope he's on there.
I hope so too. Gigi's playing for minutes. Like if Cedric is that guy along with Smalls and those guys that we drafted, what does that like go for Gigi? Like his minutes are gonna go down. Like I would think.
I'm still high on Gigi. I think last year he just had some coming off of an injury. I just think he had to mentally get out of his own way.
Yeah.
You hurt and you miss an extended amount of time. I don't know. Mental health seems to be is a big thing, is a big deal, is serious. Yeah. I just don't think he had the right mindset. He spent some time in summer league when he was healthy and put some good numbers in summer league, but just wasn't getting the playing time during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, with summer league being here, he plays well. He's able to flow and fit right in, into the regular season. Thomas gets to see him up close. You see his game, craft some type of role for him this year. I think he'll do well. But yeah, we got some defensive guys that will really test our regular rotation guys. Yeah. That's kind of how I see these draft picks.
I wonder have they come up with the schedule for summer league? Is it a?
Yeah, we start playing. I believe on the 7th.
Okay.
I had it. And
while you're doing that, there's been some breaking news by Shams. I get all the alerts from ESPN from Shams. DeAndre Ayton is they're buying out his contract and he's becoming a free agent.
So Portland is buying out Ayton's
contract.
I mean, they drafted that Chinese center.
That has to be the most.
Then they got the UConn center already, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Memphis, they play Saturday, July 5th, against OKC. Yep. OKC, and then their second game, July the 7th on Monday versus Utah. So we get to see Ace Bailey potentially versus GG Jackson.
Do you want to talk about the Ace Bailey right quick?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You know what's crazy about the Ace Bailey thing? Like the fact that he wanted to really like choose and pick out where he wanted to, and you can blame it on today. You can blame it on how people are today, athletes and all, but that was really bold and kind of stupid on his part. Like to just basically said, I'm only playing for these two teams. It had nothing to do with Utah. Utah said, okay, we'll still draft you. No big
I think
deal.
it was Washington, New Orleans, and it was
Was
some
you
other team that he was shooting for.
right?
But yeah, they didn't work out
No.
so well.
What? Like,
And I mean, they tried to justify it. I mean, I know other stuff. I know other players have done it. He's not the first one that's turned down workouts and everything. Yes, in Chicago at the combine, you interview with so many teams, you work out with so many teams. You're playing the game, you scrimmage, you do all those things, and then you had your individual workouts. Well, he didn't have any individual workouts, and I mean he was projected top three, but
again, Rucker,
you
like,
don't. I mean, you have an opportunity to be drafted. He could have done real well next to Embiid,
mm-hmm,
and Maxey
yeah,
and
yeah,
Paul George as a mentor.
right.
So I mean he had opportunity,
He did. I just,
but yeah,
and it's not like, well, congratulations on being Utah, Utah, but
he didn't look happy at
he
all. But
did look happy. Like he bought it on himself though. It's just,
yeah,
I just wish he would have just been quiet. His agency, whoever advised him to say that or just to put it out there, I I have to look for another representation. Like Rich Paul doesn't do stuff like that.
yeah,
I mean, like
yeah.
should have went to Rich
I
Paul.
I
Like,
think that they had the press conference today, and I have to go, look at it. I mean, he seemed to change his tune,
yeah.
and say he was looking forward to playing in Utah, and even backtrack some of, I guess, his feelings on draft night, saying, I think one question was asked was, were you ever looking to not show up for Utah or something like that? And he was like, I'm just happy to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, happy to have the opportunity to play. So we'll see how that shakes out. I mean, it is a tremendous opportunity in Utah. He might be the best player on the team.
Could be.
And can't blame Utah for grabbing him.
They
I
just they
mean,
just traded Colin Sexton for Nurkic.
oh,
Nurkic, the big guy from, he used to be for Phoenix. He was with
from
Charlotte.
Phoenix.
Yeah,
So Nurkic is going to
Utah. He was with
Utah.
Charlotte. Yeah, he's with Charlotte this past year. He's going to
Oh,
Utah for Colin Sexton. Um, yeah, they traded Colin Sexton.
so Colin Sexton is with
Charlotte. Look,
Beal,
with Ball and
Booker,
no,
and
no, no. He's with Charlotte. He's with Charlotte.
he was
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Yes.
Oh, I thought you said Nurkic.
Yeah, I
Okay.
say Nurkic. Yeah, because Nurkic was with Phoenix, but he went to He got traded to Charlotte this past year. So Colin Sexton
Oh,
got
okay.
traded for him to go to Charlotte. They bringing that big guy in to Utah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. That's a lot of. Colin Sexton is one of the most mysterious guys ever in the
He's
NBA.
a dog too.
He is a dog, but it's like you had. He needs to go somewhere else to develop. I just don't think Charlotte with LaMelo shoot first mentality is the right place to develop him. Like to get a fresh start is what I'm saying.
Man, that's practice is gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough. And you got him, Brandon Miller, and Miles Bridges who just love to just shoot the basketball. They don't even look for nobody else. It's just shoot. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna be a problem. Like I can just see that now. Like
Man, I don't think Charlotte, they ain't going nowhere. no time soon. So
They're not. I mean, it,
I'm surprised LaMelo is still there, to be honest. But they want to build around him.
yeah, and they're gonna move the needle with that Duke guy, the number 4 pick. He can shoot.
Oh yeah, they
He's a good
drafted
player.
two guys this time as opposed to the UNC guys.
I mean, good luck to him because good luck getting a shot up with those 3 people I just said that's around you. Like, good luck getting a shot up. But um, some very questionable stuff in the NBA draft. Derek Queen, who I like as a player, I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
on record and say he's one of the best highlights of the NCAA tournament last year. He was just
Mm-hmm.
very electric. Like, I wanted Memphis to play Maryland so bad in that
Good
third
passer,
round.
just
God,
good all around player,
all around
good
player.
all around prospect. Yep.
New Orleans just gambled and said, "All right, we're gonna trade 4 of our draft picks, like to get
Yeah,
him and Zion together." They play the same identical style. I didn't like that fit. I don't like that fit with him. Like, are you?
yeah,
Are you
that's gonna be interesting. A lot of these prospects, I mean, because I mean, all of them are gonna be like role players.
yes.
But yeah, there's this. It's gonna be interesting how these rosters play out,
Mm,
especially with free agency being starting tomorrow. Who signs where?
yes.
What is James Harden going to do? And
Well,
we haven't heard from Shams,
yes.
but I mean, I saw two reports saying that he was going to opt out and become a free agent
I
and
got some
leave.
news about that. I got news.
Okay,
It happened about maybe 4 hours ago. James Harden is going to sign a 2-year, $81.5 million contract extension. So he's going
to
to take a
stay.
little pay cut to stay with the Clippers.
Okay,
So he
okay.
is staying with the Clippers.
I had doubts about that, but because it didn't come from Shams,
Right.
if it don't come from Shams,
It's not legit.
probably not
It's not
legit.
legit.
But.
It was him and Woj, now it's just Shams. So yeah, if it doesn't come
Yeah,
from Shams, like I'm with you. Like, I have to wait. Like, rumors can happen, but if officially it's from Shams, it's official. So if he's
yeah.
gonna stay with the Clippers, where else is James Harden gonna go? Like, where is he gonna go? Like, he's gotta stay with the Clippers. I mean, he's gotta redeem himself.
Overseas. He can
He,
go overseas and win the championship. He
yeah,
ain't gonna win it in the NBA.
yeah. No. I mean, he is. Look, listen.
You know
The
how
game
I feel
seven.
about
No, the game 7 stuff has to be worked on. I mean, I get that. Like,
he dribbles the air out of the ball. He's
but he's an assist machine. I can't just. It's just the game 7 thing. Like, he has to get that out of his head. Like, he's
yeah.
got to get it out. I don't see a psychiatrist. What? I don't know. But take shots, man. Don't just go. Just don't shoot just 8 shots in the game 7.
Maybe
You
he
gotta
just shouldn't play. How about he just not play game
have
seven?
a mysterious injury before game 7. Yeah, like.
That'll be the adjustment for game seven. Just
Ah,
don't play. We're gonna play without James Harden game seven because we just can't depend on you to show up in game sevens. But
it, it, it-
hey,
now you might be on something because it's like he doesn't even attempt shots. It's like, how do you go a game 7 and only attempt 8 shots? Like, I need you to shoot that in the first quarter, first couple minutes. Like, you got to show out. Like, if Kawhi and everybody's looking at you, show out. Like, and Kawhi's played the best in his very long time. Like, that's just he's just got to get that demon out of him. He really does. Like, the Clippers are right there,
yeah,
always. It's not like
they're
he's
always.
always going to be there. I mean, like, but he's got to get that demon out of him. Quickly, just some NBA stuff that's going on, like, as of today,
Yeah.
yesterday, a couple of days before. We talked about the Kevin Durant trade last week.
Hmm.
Um, Dylan Brooks, he has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
His fiance, well, mother of his children, filed a
Yeah.
restraining order against her. God rest. I mean, God, pray for that. Pray for that. That's a lot going on. Um, the Lonzo Ball trade for Isaiah Okura.
Yeah.
The Bulls are hilarious. And I tweeted this out. Like, they could have gotten several first rounders for Ball in the trade deadline last year, but they get a playoff guy who was just god awful this postseason. Like was
Yeah.
unplayable.
Yeah, the Chicago, I don't how their organizations run is, I mean, just don't know what they're doing.
Mm-mm.
But they ain't going nowhere no time soon. They got some players though. I mean, they got some young good guys, but they're just not. They're not playoffs. They're always going to be playing. You know, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to be in that 9 or 10 spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and I guess they're satisfied with that. But you know,
You want to go to the next step, next level. You need to have camaraderie, and
yeah,
togetherness. There's no togetherness on this team. It's now they're trying to get rid of Kobe White and Nurkovic. I mean, uh, the big guy, Vucevic. I'm sorry,
mm.
two good guys. Do you want to build around them? I mean,
I
like
mean, they got rid of DeRozan. They got rid of
Zach
Levine.
Levine.
They got rid of Caruso.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that their whole franchise. You know, they're not serious about winning championships.
Ever since
And
Derrick Rose, yeah. Ever since that Derrick Rose run, they have not tried to go to the next level. They just have not. Like Thibodeau era with Jimmy Butler, like they just fumbled the ball. They fumbled the ball, literally. Like, and until then, like you said, the Alonzo, it's just they could have gotten so much more for Alonzo in the trading deadline. Like,
yeah,
and you waited till postseason for Isaiah Okoro, who, again, like just, I think he only averaged like 10 points this game.
he didn't. You know, he didn't have. He was like, known as a good defender in Cleveland, but
They could have went after
he didn't
Ty
have a.
Jerome.
He didn't have a role.
Like,
And I mean, it'll be the same in Chicago, I'm sure. I look at it from Cleveland standpoint. I mean, Lonzo Ball, is he coming off the bench?
oh, he has to. He's not starting
Starting?
over Garland. You're
Is
not starting over
he,
Garland.
you
No.
know, it raised a lot of questions about Garland. Is Garland gonna be on the move? You know, it's a whole lot of
It could be.
unknown.
Yeah, it's a lot of unknown. Jared Allen, like the
Chicago.
still question. Jared Allen, is he still going to be available for trade? Ty Jerome has been linked to the Grizzlies. Has been linked to the Grizzlies.
That'd be interesting. He's like a point guard or combo guard.
Hmm.
I don't know. You know, I'm looking at the Grizzlies because I know there's some interest with Nikhil Alexander
Walker.
Walker as well in that two guard spot. You know, I like the guys that we have. I like the homegrown guys we have.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see Cam Spencer. You know, I want to see
GG.
Pippen.
Yeah.
Uh,
Salty can
what
go.
we're gonna do with Cole Anthony, I don't know. I think we should trade him.
Yeah.
Uh, Trade
Salty.
him for some assets or something.
Yeah. Salty can go. Salty Aldama can go. In fact, they basically are letting him go to free agency. Basically, Salty. They're basically. Well, him and I think Luke Kennard's gone too. So I
Yeah,
think they're gonna
Kennard's
have to.
gone.
Yeah.
I think Adama. I think most people are putting him in like a sign and trade scenario, and for some reason, Detroit seems to keep popping up. Which, if he goes to Detroit, I hope we do get wishful thinking will be for us to get Duran. That would be
That
great. That would be awesome.
would be
But
awesome.
if we get Stewart, that'd be cool too, because he's
Oh no,
you
no,
know
I
he's
wouldn't
a
do it.
dog defensively. I just think it's not even so much about like the Grizzlies getting guys that can contribute offensively. I think it's just
Get in a center.
reshaping, redefining, rejuvenating that grit and grind, hard nosed culture. Like when you come to Memphis and you the opposing team, this is what you're gonna have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna be easy. And I think that's when we had Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol and Tony Allen, that's when you came to Memphis, you knew you were in for a dogfight,
Yep.
and you weren't gonna like it. Now I think that's probably one reason why team players don't like coming to Memphis
Mm-hmm.
because they know when they come to Memphis, they're gonna be in a dogfight, and it's gonna be whoop
Physical.
that trick. At the end of the day, but
It's gonna be physical. It ain't gonna
oh
be a
yeah,
walk in the
it's gonna
park.
be physical.
It's gonna be physical. Yeah. But Jalen Duren, yes. Isaiah Stewart, it comes with too much baggage to me. I'm sorry. Like that comes with a
Yeah.
red flag automatically if you get Isaiah Stewart. Like he's just too much of a.
I'd like to see Portis, Clinton Portis from Milwaukee. I wouldn't mind him coming in.
Oh, Bobby Portis.
Bobby Portis,
He
yeah,
just
Bobby.
signed. Yeah, you got to take that wish off. He just signed an extension with Milwaukee. He just took
Oh,
2
he
years.
did.
Yeah. He just
Man,
that's
like it had been 24 hours.
a lot has happened. LeBron James
Yeah,
opted
signed to
in
53.
$53 million. 53 for play 1 year. And he basically was saying if he basically has a no trade clause. Him and Bradley Beal are the only two players with a no trade clause. He's basically like if the Lakers he could easily he could ask for a trade. I mean, but he has to be up to what he wants. But there is a world where he can get traded to the Warriors in the next offseason. Like, I mean, not offseason, but trade deadline. Like there is a world. Like I don't want it to. I mean, I would want him to stay in LA. I think if they get the right center, which I think is going to be Brook Lopez, I think Brook Lopez is going to the Lakers. Or Clint Capella, one of the two.
Yeah.
They need a center. So
what perplexes me though with the Lakers is we just had a draft and you didn't draft not one center.
no, they just signed.
And there were centers available. That's the thing. There were
They got the
centers
guy from
available.
Kentucky. They got the guy from Kentucky, but he's not a center.
Yeah, there are. I mean, I think he's like the replacement for Finney Smith.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know they're not really big on playing rookies, and
Yeah.
But you have to think about life without LeBron.
You do. You do. It's time. I mean, the future. Like you have to look into the future and see who's available. And this was a fun little rumor, but Jokic, the owner for the Nuggets, who owns Walmart, by the way, said, "Yeah, Jokic could be available for trade." I mean, he just randomly just said it. Like we could consider trade Joker, which that's a joke, but he said it. So him and Luka, they're buddy. I could see a reunion in LA. I could see it. Like they're real tight with each other. So like,
I mean, it's the allure of the Lakers. I mean,
they always get what they want. If they want Joker in 2 years, they can get Joker in 2 years.
I mean Joker and Luka, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's chance. They got and Luka stay in shape.
Yeah, he's looking good now.
And Joker on the same team. That's tough.
That's a problem. I mean, but they're building something. I just don't think the Lakers are championship bound though. Like I just think they're still
in an identity crisis right now. They don't know how they're gonna play, what they want to do.
Yeah. They're going to make the playoffs. I just think, what is LeBron like? He wants to win a championship, then he needs to go to the Warriors. Then he needs to go in and ask for it. Then because they're not winning. You're not going to championship this year or next year. You're just not. Like you're going to get to the playoffs, make a little run, and get out because you're not better than OKC. You're not better than Houston. You're probably not better than Dallas. I think the Grizzlies are going to be so much better next year. It's just people are sleeping on them like they always do. And I think if they get Ty Jerome, like one more piece added on to what they have already, whether if it's Ty Jerome, and I'm just putting this out there, DeMar DeRozan is available. Like sky's the limit. But I think the Grizzlies are so much better. So much.
I would like to see DeRozan in the Grizzly uniform. I don't know if that's possible because I know DeRozan being from California, where you want to go
Mm-hmm.
from, where you want to leave California to to play in Memphis.
Right.
But DeRozan is one player I would like to see in the Grizz uniform.
No doubt. No doubt. You're absolutely right. Um, but we will definitely see about that. Are you excited about free agency though, Mike? Are you
Yeah,
for this? Yes.
I mean, tomorrow I think deals are gonna be flying
Mm-hmm.
every which way. Kind of disappointed no big names were traded because Giannis was out there. He was dominating headlines
It could still
for
happen now. Hey, it
weeks.
could still happen. You
It
know.
could still happen. And he hasn't requested a trade, but just like we weren't expecting Luca, Giannis can get traded dealt at any time.
It could be. Yeah.
Um, and so that'll be interesting. Bam didn't get traded. LaMelo didn't get traded. Those are some big franchise movers. It'd be interesting to see if they are still. Bill didn't get traded. Booker looked like he's staying in Phoenix. Um, what is Jaren Jackson Jr. going to do? Is he going to wait this year or next year to sign the extension? I think for the Grizzlies, I really would just like to see who they're looking to add. Um, that again supplies that grit and grind mentality. And I think this is the year John needs to play like Allen Iverson and get to the free throw line 10 to 12 times a game. Really forces Will getting to the basket, shooting, working on improving his mid range, getting his three ball up. He keep doing what he doing. If he plays like AI and Jaren Jackson Jr. plays like KG or Rasheed,
Mm-hmm.
some version of one of them,
Yeah. We'll see.
I think the Grizzlies would be just fine. Like you said, I think they're being overlooked. They got plenty of bulletin board material because we own a lot of real estate in ESPN with Stephen A. and with Kendrick Perkins. So
All him, the way he was saying "man" the other day. It's like he wants to be a Memphis.
talking about Houston, and then he had such glowing things to say about Utah. He was like, "Oh, Utah is just so nice, it's so pretty," just complimenting Utah and everything. I
Yeah.
was like, man, you didn't say anything. You can't say nothing nice about the Grizzlies,
Nope.
or I mean, about Memphis.
Nope. Him and
But
Kenyon Martin too. I think
hey,
they just got scores to settle with
yeah,
Memphis. Like Kendrick Perkins, especially with the Zach Randolph stuff that happened back in the day. Like he has scores to settle. Kenyon Martin, when he was in Cincinnati, had hated Memphis. I mean, they're just so they're not hiding the fact that they just don't like Memphis, and they're not being
Memphis
biased. They're
versus
not being
everybody.
biased. Yeah,
Memphis versus everybody.
it is. It is. And I can't wait till we blow it all in their face, and everybody's like, "Oh, Memphis, a top three team. Can Job? This be the resurrection for Job? Don't get on. Stay on that side." Like John Moran says, "Stay on that side. Like
Yeah,
we're gonna do our thing. You stay on. You stay over there." So interesting stuff that happened. A lot of look. Shams is just. I just got Shams on the text chain on ESPN alerts. Luca. He's basically Luca's expressed he wants to stay in LA. That's a good thing. I mean, for
yeah,
like I mentioned DeAndre Ayton. Jabbar Smith signed a 5-year, $120 million extension with the Rockets.
yeah.
Mhm.
He's the future.
He is the future.
Basically, he's gonna be the future. That's what they saying. He's gonna be the future.
Yeah.
The Rockets have 2-3 year window to win the championship. They gotta win.
They got to win, especially if you bring in KD. You got to win right
They
now. He's
gotta
got to.
win.
Your championships, you got your championships with Golden State, but you got to get one outside of what Steph Curry and Draymond and
Yep.
Clay did. You got to get your own, your own ring. Like,
You gotta
and
win.
solidify yourself being you're a Hall of Famer, but be a great player. You're already a good player, be a great player. Like, just of the Bobby Portis thing is 3 years, 44 million. I said 2 years, 44. It's 3 years, 44 million. Eric Gordon is a free agent. Something to keep.
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon is a free agent. He's testing out free agency. So, um, and Lonnie Walker is entering free agency. So,
Hmm.
Julius Randle signed 3-year, $100 million contract extension.
To stay.
To stay with Minnesota. I'm gonna need more from Julius though. I'm gonna need a whole lot more. Like, I mean, he did good for 2 rounds. It was like that last one is against OKC, like
Yeah.
bellied out. So I just need a little bit more. He deserves the money, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be
Well,
interesting.
they need a point guard. Minnesota needs their point guard to be the main guy to take the pressure off Anthony Edwards. I think DiVincenzo could be that guy, and then they got Dillingham. Mike Conley's getting up there in age, so they gotta find somebody to fill that point guard role.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely see about that. All right, Mike. This is like I said, should be a fun ride. This NBA free agency talk. Definitely get you back on here this week, maybe next week. Enjoy your 4th of July, my brother. It's gonna be hot in the city of Memphis.
I'm gonna enjoy summer league, man. I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing Colin Coward,
Mhm.
uh, seeing him
Play.
play.
If he play, does he? Do we even know he's playing? Like, I don't.
Not sure. I mean, he, to me it sounds like he's healthy enough to play. They just maybe haven't medically cleared him yet. So they play the 5th, the 7th, and
Is
uh,
that the actual Vegas league or is that the Utah? Do they start in Utah or is it
it
Vegas?
is. I'm
Because
not sure.
they
I
usually
think
they have like a little thing before Vegas. I just want to be sure it's
it
actually.
used to be Orlando. They used to
Right.
play Orlando right after, but their
Yeah.
first game is July 5th versus OKC,
Hmm.
and then they play Utah on the 7th,
Hmm.
and then they play the Sixers on the 8th,
Interesting.
July 8th.
We get to get a look at Edgecombe, get a look at the Utah
Yeah,
with Ace Bay. We get a little sample size look of what these players are drafted before Colin Coward. So
yeah,
interesting to see. That will do it, you guys, for this wonderful episode of Throw It Down Big Fella Podcast. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, GR Production, Throw It Down Big Fella Podcast. Check out my boy Mike's podcast. I'm sure he's going to keep you updated on the Summer League, Grizzlies Summer League, all the free agency stuff that's going on, what he likes from our
yeah,
players from the Grizzlies Summer League moving forward, et cetera, et cetera. So check out his podcast, Let Me Clear My Throat, his YouTube channel, Mike 25, a winning time.
yeah. Winning time 25
Yeah,
AM. Yep.
yeah.
Subscribe. We posted some videos on Facebook and Spotify a little bit. I also talk a little bit about the Memphis Tigers
Mhm.
um, basketball team. And
Oh, we gotta definitely do an episode where we talk like because when it's has their uh schedule come out? His schedule been out, right?
I think some of their schedules come out, but
Mhm.
they play a tough schedule. They're playing Purdue. Then they're playing Ole Miss. They're playing some tough games.
They playing that is it the
Tough-
Bahamas tournament in
Yeah,
Thanksgiving weekend? Thanksgiving week. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
So when
yeah.
the
They
full
got tough
schedule
schedule.
comes out, of course we gotta break all that down.
Yeah,
Memphis Tiger
I think they're playing
football.
Arkansas too.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Charity game. I think they're playing in Saint. I think it's the St. Jude event. I think they're playing Arkansas.
Yeah, because they played North Carolina last year that exhibition game. Yes, but they play Arkansas. Coach Cal it's at Memphis, right? Coach Cal's return. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah,
I'm excited for that.
yeah,
I'm a component of letting Coach Cal. I'm a component letting things go. I am because I was Arkansas. But Arkansas was really exciting to watch this year. Like they went to the Sweet 16, should have won that game. Went to overtime, but I like Arkansas, man.
yeah.
Coach Cal got them. Got him going.
I got love for Coach Kyle. You know,
I know.
we'll see what his team look like. What our teams look like. You know,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how we shake out. One nugget I'm gonna throw in, and I'll let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Is for we got the point guard that was from Memphis, and his teammates got drafted. I think all of his teammates, majority of his teammates, at least the starting five,
Yeah.
got drafted.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how he plays. I believe his name's Curtis Givens.
Did Curtis Givens get drafted?
No, he played for LSU and transferred back home. But
has he been signed?
Yeah, he plays.
Has he been signed? No. He hasn't. Okay, just making sure. But of course, hey, Memphis Tiger football. We can talk about next. We could do that maybe a month from now. The season is approaching. I expect nothing more for them to get at least 11-1. You know, like they have an easy,
new quarterback,
playable schedule, like to say the least.
Yeah.
We definitely talk about that. But that'll do it for you guys for this wonderful episode from my boy Mike. This is your boy Greg Rufus. Peace out.
Peace out.
Throw it down, big man.